Tonight on Nightside, controversy over pollution of the Illinois River. Plus, this man wanted by authorities is in custody. But first, 2 arrests in a bizarre Central Illinois crime.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Tom McIntyre.
And I'm Marciana Hester. Ashley McNamee has the night off. The strange story of human body parts found in McLean and Woodford counties tops tonight's news, with word that 2 arrests have been made in Indianapolis, Indiana.
The arrested, a man and woman in their 20s, had reportedly confessed to fatally shooting 74-year-old Oakley Mitchell and scattering his body in an attempt to hide the crime. According to WRTV in Indianapolis, 24-year-old LaShawn Mills and 22-year-old boyfriend Rayshawn Lamar Johnson were arrested by police after a tip from LaShawn Mills' mother. LaShawn Mills was the caregiver for 75-year-old Oakley Mitchell. According to Indianapolis police, a dispute between Mills and Mitchell led to Mitchell being fatally shot in his home and his body scattered. The pair went to Indianapolis by bus and reportedly confessed to her mother, who notified police, who took the pair into custody. For authorities in Central Illinois, this crime's been a collaborative effort between many agencies.
The investigation has rapidly played itself out, and I think that's because of the cooperation on everyone's part.
You know, you read about these types of crimes, or you might see, these crimes on television, but to actually see that one has happened here in Central Illinois is actually very unique to all of us.
The 2 suspects will return to Central Illinois tonight. Authorities plan a news conference Thursday morning in Eureka.
A Peoria man accused of running over a woman with a van was arrested this afternoon. 26-year-old Jeremy Gleason was booked by the Peoria County Sheriff's Office on 1 count of aggravated battery. He is also being held on a parole warrant. Gleason is accused of running over 30-year-old Tricia Davidson during an incident last Friday morning. Davidson's family says she suffered a broken spine and is now paralyzed from the chest down. The Edwards coal plant in Bartonville is hoping to continue discharging water into the Illinois River with a new permit from the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency.
However, environmental advocates want more restrictions on the permit to prevent the risks associated with pollution. News 25's Bo Ebenezer has more on the story.
There's been much controversy surrounding the Ameren-operated E.D. Edwards coal plant on how much pollution into the Illinois River is too much. Wednesday night, the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency met with residents along with coal plant employees to hear both sides.
The Edwards power plant is here, and we are saying it is a dangerous polluter.
Similar comments were made throughout the night by environmental advocates, many of whom commented that millions of gallons of polluted water is dumped into the Illinois River by the plant every day. However, Edwards Energy Center representatives say they've always followed the IEPA regulations.
So we have a record where the EPA has given us a permit, and we've operated within that permit, and we just have an exemplary record that we've had over the years.
But environmental advocates say they want the IEPA to further investigate metal pollutant levels more often than the current permit requirement of 2 times per year. Pekin resident Robin Garlish believes the pollution has been a major factor in giving her and her children asthma.
We go boating, we go hiking, we picnic, ski, camp, and these are all things that are affecting us. And there's dead fish floating along the rivers. It's not looking very good right now.
On the other hand, Ameren officials say they actually reduced the amount of mercury in the river by more than 90% when they discharge from their plant. The IEPA will be taking public comment for 30 days following the public hearing. From there, it may take up to 90 more days for them to make a final decision on the final permit for the plant. In Pekin, I'm Bo Ebenezer.
3 appellate court judges have upheld the no stalking law of Illinois as constitutional, rejecting the appeal of a Peoria police officer. Officer Jeff Wilson appealing a 2011 no stalking order that barred him from contacting fellow officer Donna Nicholson. Nicholson alleged that Wilson covertly videotaped her and used a GPS tracking device in her car. Wilson said he accidentally videotaped Nicholson while testing equipment and denied the use of a tracking device. The judge ruled that with Wilson's professional background, it was highly unlikely he videotaped Nicholson accidentally. Nicholson recently asked for an extension of the no stalking order, alleging Wilson had violated it. In an effort to reduce crime in residential areas, the Peoria Police Department started a new program.
News 25's Audrey Wise has more on the residential officers.
Officer Ryan Winkle has moved into this West Bluff home at 520 West Armstrong as the first officer to live and work in a crime-prone area.
They've had some shootings in this neighborhood, they've had some robberies in this neighborhood, and they've had some burglaries in this neighborhood. That doesn't represent the majority of the neighborhood. The majority of the neighborhood is great. There's wonderful residents in the neighborhood.
Officer Winkle will patrol the area from Main Street to I-74 and North Street to University Street. He will be available to residents in the area by phone, email, or just by stopping by.
There's been a lot of people that are very happy to have me in the neighborhood, and they've let me know that, and they've come over to my house and introduced themselves to me. And I've gone around the neighborhood and introduced myself to some of the residents, and then also some of the residents have made it obvious that they do not want me in the neighborhood.
Less than 1 week on the job and there's already been an incident. Officer Winkle says the back window of his personal vehicle was broken out, but officers don't know if that's retaliation or just coincidence.
Probably it has to do with him living here, but we don't know. But it's not going to scare us away. We're going to keep on trucking.
Nearby neighbor Robin Ross hopes this feet on the ground approach can help.
With us partnering with them, working together side by side, it's going to help clean up our neighborhoods.
One more residential officer is getting ready to start on the East Bluff in the coming weeks. The city would also like to put an officer on the south side, but that position is proving hard to fill.
Once they get their feet on the ground and start rolling, other officers will see that this is a good opportunity for their career, and we'll have a line of officers ready to step up.
It's going to be a challenge.
But a challenge Officer Winkle says he's up for the betterment of this community. In Peoria, I'm Audrey Wise.
It appears Peoria hockey fans are excited about the new Rivermen ownership group and the team's switch to a new league. Just over 2 months before the season starts, the team already has more season ticket renewals than it did last year at this time. Members of the front office attribute that to a local ownership group taking over the franchise, headed by Bruce Sowers, Bart Rogers, and John Butler.
You know, they're excited that there's still hockey in Peoria. We've got a lot of those season ticket holders who haven't been season ticket holders for, you know, the past couple of years. They're coming back on board. They're excited about having hockey here in Peoria and it being under that local ownership.
The Rivermen will play in the Southern Professional Hockey League this season. Their home opener is October 26th against Bloomington.
More to come tonight on News 25 Nightside for Pekin and your hometown. Still ahead, 6 little numbers worth nearly $500,000. Ooh, your Powerball numbers are coming up.
But first, watch out for the shark in Detroit. We'll tell you about that.
All right, Marshana and Mac, boy, things are getting better as far as weather is concerned, but a cold front this afternoon gave some frog stranglers and gully washers to some parts of the area east of Peoria. Let's go outside. IDOT Road Watch Camera Network, and that's the Murray Baker Bridge. That is the westbound traffic nearest you. 76 right now, 64 in the morning, 80 a breath of fresh air tomorrow afternoon. Forecast coming up.
You're watching your home team at 10 with Tom McIntyre, Ashley McNamee, and Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins. This is News 25 Nightside at 10.